Welcome to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. Well, this gave me a good giggle this morning when I first saw this headline. J.J. Abrams' Demimonde is dead at HBO. Somebody at HBO is smart because they have finally figured out that waiting around for something that J.J. Abrams promised years ago and not getting anything, yeah, you're probably not going to get anything for a very long time, if at all. So yes, you're finally making a good decision here. As expected, Demimonde will not be moving forward at HBO. The series, which marked the first original created by J.J. Abrams since Fringe in 2008, has officially been passed over by the premium cable network following issues surrounding the show's sprawling budget. Well, whether or not it was actually going to be original or how much he was actually going to copy from other people's works, that's an unknown, but thankfully, hopefully, this thing will never come to light. Sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that Abrams made a last-ditch plea to HBO/HBO Max boss Casey Bloys to spare the drama from cancellation. Bloys took the week to do so, but ultimately the decision was made to part ways with the series, for which Abrams had sought a budget north of $200 million. By comparison, HBO's upcoming Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon, clocked in at less than $200 million. Abrams was also slated to direct the pilot for Demimonde, which has already changed showrunner since it landed at HBO in 2018 following a bidding war with Apple. Gee, it would have been better for Warner Media, if they had not gotten this thing, because then they wouldn't have wasted their time waiting for it for 4 years. Nothing from him. Absolutely nothing. Demimonde, starring Daniel Deadwyler, who's also been in Station 11 and Watchmen, will now be shopped by producers Warner Brothers Television to streamers including Apple and Netflix, platforms where Abrams has other shows in the works. Apple, where Abrams also had Little Voice and limited series Lacey's Story, is considered a natural home for Demimonde. Apple, it's worth noting, strongly pursued an overall deal with Bad Reboot, though sources at the time suggested Abrams turned down a pact rumored to be worth $500 million because of its exclusivity. Well, yes, because Apple wanted to guarantee that they were actually going to get something from him instead of him continuing to produce all kinds of other content for rival studios. Doesn't that make sense? News that Demimonde has been axed at HBO arrives after Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav has been taking a hard look at all of the studio's rich overall deals. Sources say the executive, who has been tasked with trimming $3 billion from the newly merged company, has been unhappy with the lack of output from Abrams and his Bad Reboot banner's $250 million deal that was signed back in 2019. Yes, because you've gotten zilch, and David Zaslav is no dummy. He has proven himself to be really smart when it comes to looking into these things and making the hard decisions that Warner Media was never willing to do. The lack of delivery on content to HBO and HBO Max has created a pipeline issue for both the premium cable network and streamer, making it challenging to plan for budgets for things like marketing. There's currently no delivery plan for any of Bad Reboot's multiple projects for Warner Brothers Discovery platforms or for third-party buyers. What does this tell you? The guy is unreliable. You can't count on J.J. Abrams or his Bad Reboot. That's what this is saying. Abrams, it's worth noting, is working on a new Star Trek movie for rival studio Paramount Global, as the Warner's pact did not include exclusivity. Yes, I'm sure that David Zaslav is taking a really close look at this pact and deciding maybe he will cancel this thing. Warner Brothers Discovery would be better off not to have this pact with him because they're not getting anything from it. Demimonde is not the first Bad Reboot show to get the pass from HBO/HBO Max. The streamer last year also chopped Overlook, with the spin-off of sorts from The Shining having landed at Netflix after Warner shopped the series. Overlook was one of the first 3 shows Abrams and Bad Reboot had set up in April 2020 under the company's sprawling overall deal. The series remains uncast and has no timeline for a premiere. In other words, it's just another pie in the sky. That's basically what J.J. Abrams is putting out. Lots of pies in the sky with nothing to show for it. Well, unless you want to include that really horrible film, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, because that was really bad. You know, if he shops that around as one of his really big, accomplishments, that's not a very good thing to have on one's resume, in my own opinion. In addition to Demimonde and Overlook, Abrams has multiple TV projects in the works that under the company-wide deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. At HBO/HBO Max, Bad Reboot is behind the adult animated Batman series, Subject to Change, fledgling Josh Holloway drama Duster, and the DC Comics-based Justice League Dark franchise that features Constantine, in the works since early 2021, and Madam X picked up last June. Sources say Warner's has the bulk of the scripts for Constantine and the pilot for Madam X, though neither show has been cast. In other words, these are just more pies in the sky. Other projects include a U2 scripted series for Netflix and Apple's Presumed Innocent, Jennifer Garner vehicle My Glory Was I Had Such Friends, and the long-gestated but recently announced Speed Racer. Abrams and Bad Reboot, which he runs with his partner/wife Katie McGrath, also has fourth season HBO's Westworld coming soon, and a sprawling film slate that features titles for Warner Brothers Discovery, Netflix, and Paramount. Yes, he never wants to be exclusive with anybody. He wants to try and get as much money as he can from as many studios as he can and then not deliver anything. Bad Reboot also has expanded into video games and podcasts as it continues its evolution into a multimedia company. Yeah, I don't see myself playing any video games made by Bad Reboot. He can promise the pie in the sky all he wants, but if that's all it's ever going to be, if there's no product, then he's got nothing. He's done a few things. A lot of it was hacked. And this is just, a sign that maybe the, glory of J.J. Abrams' Hollywood is starting to tarnish a bit because he is not delivering. He makes tons of promises for shows that he then just sits on and doesn't deliver anything because he's spread himself so thin with all these other things. And now he's working on the Star Trek movie. And whether or not that's going to be any good is, well, only time will tell with that. But, the reality here very simply is that he's a hack and people may finally be starting to see it. At least David Zaslav is. Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and please feel free to share a comment. If you'd like to see more of our videos in the future and help support this channel, please press the red subscribe button, and please press the bell to receive notifications for new content. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.